Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Do you know the Japanese folk tale of Urashima Taro? It's the beautiful, yet poignant, story of a young fisherman who saves a turtle and is taken to an underwater palace called Ryugu-jo, the Dragon Palace. He spends what feels like a dreamlike, eternal few days there. But upon returning home, everything has changed. And the moment he opens a small, forbidden treasure box, the Tamatebako, he instantly transforms into a white-haired old man. But, what if this wasn't just a fairy tale? What if this story was the true, recorded history of a real person who lived in Japan over 1,300 years ago? And what if a grand mystery, one that shook an ancient nation, was hidden within its narrative? Today, we're going to dissect the legend of Urashima Taro, chase the historical truth of the man known as Urashimako, recorded in Japan's oldest chronicles, and travel to the very stages of this epic legend. The heartbreaking tale, Urashima Taro's classic story. First, let's quickly recap the common plot of Urashima Taro. Long, long ago, in the province of Tango, now the northern part of Kyoto Prefecture, a young fisherman named Urashima Taro saved a turtle that was being tormented by children on the beach. A few days later, the grateful turtle carried him deep beneath the sea to the magnificent Ryugu-jo, where he was welcomed by Princess Otohime. He enjoyed a luxurious, timeless existence there for what felt like just a few days. However, a homesick Taro eventually decided to return. Princess Otohime sadly bid him farewell, giving him a small, ornate box, the Tamatebako, and making him promise, "You must never, ever open this box." When Taro returned to his village, he saw a landscape completely changed and found only strangers. Unbeknownst to him, the few days he spent at the Dragon Palace had been 300 years on the surface. Desperate and alone, Taro broke his promise and opened the Tamatebako. White smoke poured out, and in an instant, Taro was transformed into a frail, white-haired elder. The universal lessons of the Tamatebako. This story is interpreted as conveying two main moral lessons. One is the irreversible flow of time. Taro wasted the most precious thing, time, in another realm and lost his home and family. It teaches us the importance of every moment in life and the fact that time waits for no one. The second is the price of breaking a taboo, forbidden rule. By breaking his promise not to open the Tamatebako, Taro lost his eternal youth and paid a massive price. It can be seen as a warning about the destructive power of human curiosity and regret. The hidden truth, Urashimako and the ancient mystery. Now, let's dive into the deep cut, the historical evidence that turns Urashima Taro from a mere folk tale into an episode of ancient history. Urashima Taro's model, the real Urashimako. The story we know is actually based on a figure named Urashimako, whose legend is recorded in some of Japan's oldest historical texts, such as the Nihon Shoki, the Chronicles of Japan, and the Manyoshu, the collection of 10,000 leaves, compiled in the 8th century AD. The Nihon Shoki records that in 478 AD, during the reign of Emperor Uriaku, a man from the province of Tanba went out to sea in a boat and reached Mount Horai, a legendary paradise. This man was Urashimako. He was likely not just a simple fisherman, but a leader of the Amazoku, sea people, clans who were involved in maritime trade, or even a member of a local powerful family. Ancient texts describe him as a man of exceptional beauty and unparalleled refinement. He was an ancient elite with the knowledge and skill to navigate the seas freely. The true identity of the Dragon Palace. What did the Ryugu-jo, or Mount Horai, that Urashimako visited actually represent. In ancient Japan, there was a belief in Tokoyo no Kuni, the eternal land, a mythical land across the sea, filled with eternal life and endless wealth. Urashimako's journey is the very embodiment of this trip to the eternal land. However, from a historical perspective, this journey takes on a different meaning. Some scholars suggest the other realm, where Urashimako spent years, was actually a foreign country, such as the Chinese mainland or the Korean peninsula. Back then, sailing to a foreign land was a life-risking undertaking, and it wasn't uncommon for the political and cultural landscape back home to have changed drastically upon returning years later. The time warp Urashimako experienced would have been a massive culture shock, far greater than anything we could imagine today. He may have been a diplomat or envoy sent by the Yamato court, Japan's ancient central government. The greatest mystery, the Tamatebako secret. And now, the biggest enigma of the tale, the Tamatebako. While it's a universal motif about human curiosity and breaking a promise, it also leads to a profound ancient history mystery. The seal of ancient state secrets. One interpretation suggests the box's contents weren't just smoke, but a seal on advanced knowledge or technology from a foreign land, or even a truth of ancient history inconvenient for the Yamato court. If what Urashimako brought back was knowledge that could overturn the accepted norms of the time, the central government may have needed to seal it as a taboo and transform the story into a cautionary tale of do not open. Some researchers believe Taro's instantaneous aging was a coded message, signifying that one who knows the ancient truth can no longer exist in this world, a symbol of historical alteration. Urashima Taro's pilgrimage, visiting the legendary sites. Let's now step into the very places where this grand mystery unfolded and feel the presence of the 1,300-year-old Urashimako. 1. Urashima Shrine. Welcome to Kyoto City, Kyoto Prefecture, home to the revered Urashima Shrine. This isn't just any shrine, it's the most ancient setting for the timeless Urashima legend, nestled in Satsukawa on the Tango Peninsula. Established in the early Heian period, this sacred site even enshrines Urashimako, or Urashima Taro himself, as its tutelary deity. But the true marvel. The shrine is said to possess the actual Tamatebako, that mythical box from the tale. Though it remains unopened, the shrine meticulously preserves various items traditionally believed to have been brought back by Urashimako from the Dragon Palace. Standing here, surrounded by these artifacts, it's impossible not to feel the profound romance of history. 2. Funaya Houses of Ine. Just a stone's throw from Urashimako's supposed home of Satsukawa lies the enchanting fishing village of Ine-cho, Kyoto. Here, on Ine Bay, you'll discover a unique architectural marvel, the Funaya houses, where the first floor serves as a boat garage. The view of these Funaya creates an almost mystical atmosphere, as if it could lead to another realm beyond the sea. As you gaze upon the calm bay, it's easy to vividly imagine Urashimako setting sail for the eternal land. This is a truly special place in modern Japan, a corner of the world that feels utterly frozen in time. 3. Urashima Temple, Yokohama. The legend of Urashima Taro wasn't confined to Tango, its echoes traveled far, reaching the Kanto region. Our final stop takes us to Urashimako, or Urashima Hill, in Yokohama City, Kanagawa Prefecture, where we find Urashima Temple. Legend has it that after his return, Urashima Taro built a small hermitage here to mourn his father. That humble hermitage is believed to have evolved into the temple that stands today. If Tango represents the birthplace of the legend, then Yokohama's Urashimako is undoubtedly the place of his final end. Here, you can delve into the deeper, more poignant themes of the story, Taro's regret and the profound loneliness of being left behind by time after opening the Tamatebako. It's a contemplative spot for those who wish to connect with the subtle emotions of the human heart, moving beyond the grand ancient history to feel the timeless sorrow of the tale. The journey to trace the story of Urashima Taro is not just a sightseeing trip. It's a grand historical quest that touches on the ancient Japanese people's views on life and death, their maritime faith, and the universal theme of the flow of time. So, please consider visiting these places and experiencing the truth of Urashima Taro for yourself. The tale of Urashima Taro was never just a children's story. It was the documented epic journey of a man etched into Japan's ancient history 1,300 years ago. What, in the end, was the dreamlike time spent in the Dragon Palace, and what was the forbidden secret sealed within the Tamatebako? The answer may still be quietly slumbering in places like Urashima Shrine in Tango or Urashimako in Yokohama. When you travel to Japan, please visit these spots and feel the palpable sadness of the flow of time that Urashima Taro carried, and the romance beyond the sea that the ancient Japanese people believed in. And we'd love to hear your own theories about the truth of the Tamatebako or Urashimako's ultimate fate in the comments below. Your thoughts might just be the missing clue to this 1,300-year-old mystery. If you want to know more about Japan's deep myths, legends, and culture, please hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.